Subscribe to the bell. Thanks for watching World Economic Forum.
At the same time, we are witnessing rapid technological advances with many opportunities and with artificial intelligence rapidly transforming our production.
Alright, so you would think, oh, we're in a war with Russia, we're in a war with Ukraine, blah, 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 whatever, well, Palestine and blah, 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 whatever. Oh my goodness, China, oh, Biden them can't stand China. We know that's a lie. So this is how you know it's a game. Klaus Schwab works with Biden, Klaus Schwab works with Trump, Klaus Schwab, they all come together, big boy club. Of course, some want to sell their souls more than others. Biden sells his soul more than Trump. And Trump just want to be in the good old boy system because that's where he was born, like Biden. Biden's a Jesuit. Jesuits are way more diabolical in their scheme because it's loyalty to the cult of Pope Francis and any other pope that's sitting in that seat that's a Jesuit. Klaus Schwab is speaking in front of Asian, Chinese. And he said,
to drive future economic growth, we must embrace innovation and foster collaboration across sectors, regions, nations, and cultures to create a more peaceful, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future.
Yeah, I know y'all heard me repeat it. We have to force them into collaboration. Then he turned around and used an oxymoron, like he totally flipped the script and then said something like, words I hear our so-called democratic people say. He used the word like force, collaboration, we're going to force you because this is going to bring peace. Huh? But he's talking to CCP, he's talking to China. He's saying China. There are 80 other countries that literally agree with this. And y'all already doing it. And that's why he likes China. I want to look at what 5 things can be forced. And they're talking about social things. So I want to talk about forced collaboration. Forced collaboration. When someone collabs, that means they have to put their ideas together. People have to come together with different pieces of the puzzle and put yourself with someone else pieces of puzzle or ideas or concepts. It's like putting all religions together, putting all sexes together. But but there's really only 2 sexes. But it's all based on the collaboration definition. See, so whatever someone else thinks, now you have to agree with it by snapping yourself together with, collabing with their ideas. And what if those ideas are absolutely nowhere in the framework of your belief system or your knowing, but they say they're going to force the collaboration. Now, I want to deal with the 5 ways of forcing. Social institutions that they can force you to collaborate, take on someone else's ideas, whether you want to or not. 2 complementary bubbles, 2 complementary minds. In mathematics and algebra, they're called 2 complementary circles. Let me show you another idea of it right quick. You have an idea, this other person has an idea. Well, they're going to force you to come together and say, make the best idea. It's not based off of what you know works for you. It's based on throwing everything together and seeing what sticks. And if you're the kind that's passive aggressive and you're not out front or like I am, I'm not passive aggressive. I am what I am. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. So you're gonna hear it. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna swallow my spit and just sit there. No. If I got an idea, and see, that's the thing. My idea may be the best idea, but that don't mean I need to force collaboration. My husband and I, we have some of the same ideas and we put them together. It can be the best idea. However, I don't need to force him to believe everything I believe in, and him believe everything, and I believe everything he believes in, or I do everything that he feels is what's best because he's my husband, or he does everything I want because he's my. Did I say that right? I do everything he wants because he's my husband, or he does everything I want because I'm his wife. No, that's called slavery. That's called enslaving one another. It may look peaceful. It may look like it's innovative. It may look like things are going to go well, but believe me, once you realize you're an eternal spirit, once you realize that your imagination is the playground to create your reality, the things you want in life, and to push away the things you don't want, you're not going to want to smash your mind with other people's minds. You want to listen to other people's ideas, but they're not saying this. He's talking, Klaus, you will own nothing and be happy. He's trying to tell you in your mind, look, I have some ideas for you. And there are a whole bunch of other countries and people in authority that know what's best for you, because they think that you are a useless eater. And a lot of people really don't understand that those folks that govern over them that says, look, you don't know what's best for you. We're going to collab with other nations and people, and we're going to do, even if we have to force you to shut your business down, and we have to force you and mandate you to take something that maybe you're uncomfortable with taking, and we're going to get on the media and we're going to use this CIA tactic. We're going to use this Jesuit tactic to convince your mind that we know what's best for you, and we're going to do it in such a way that you're going to think it's your own idea, because everyone is special in his or her own way, according to Barney the dinosaur. Family, education, government, economics, and religion. Now, y'all know I talk about this all the time. The Anunnaki, Illuminati, Ozzy-Nazi, NASA, pyramid. I talk about it all the time, but this is a different format. This is a different visual for it. Definitely families at the bottom of the pyramid, because that's part of the depopulation agenda. 2025, they declaring there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be dropping like flies. And if you have collabed, or you felt forced to collab with this thing that went on in 2020 to 2023, even up to this day, then you may be moved out the game, because you collabed, and you may have collabed or forced your whole family to get involved in the warp speed, pow, and booster rocket that's going to boost the pow. Hope you pick up what I'm putting down. Because, you know, they cry babies sometimes behind how I talk on the tube. You know, they cry babies sometimes. And I be like, don't cry. Don't cry. We don't have to put our minds together. You can't force me to be what you want me to be. The tube. Just understand, I got ideas, y'all got ideas. But you're opening this platform up for people to have ideas. You should just put a label out there. Unless you're extreme left thinking, don't come on my platform. Now, if you're a free thinker, you would think, okay, they open this platform up to everyone. Why in the world would you tell me I can't just speak when you open the platform up? But I see people's behinds all out, people having bestiality on these platforms. People are like, no, this not on this platform. You haven't been looking. Okay, you just haven't been looking. You know, it'll put you in panic mode. So you got the family, economics, which is when you have to give out money to, anyway. They want you to share your money. They want you to put ideas together. Your taxes go to people who didn't pay taxes, and they may never pay taxes, and you just may lose your job because, you know, they're in your community, because, you know, you was a sucker to believe your local government is not controlled by a world government. And they are, because they're all in lodges, they're all in shrines. There are a few folks in the lodge and in shrines and temples and mosques, that I say that yet, that don't agree with everything that their leadership is doing inside of those secret agencies. You know, religion. Y'all already see TD, what's going on there. You already saw Eddie Long. You already said what Clifford Dollar said about shooting people if they don't pay their tithe, coming through the door, coming through the thing. You already see Benny the Hen doing too much. We already know the Pope now somebody pray for the Pope. The whole Vatican I and Vatican II ran by Lucifer. Period. The serpent. Period. Has always been from the beginning. This is no just happened stuff. Always from the beginning been ran by Inky. Always. Don't hate you, Inky. But you have done some stuff in this game that is so low frequency, and he may even say, well, I'm an Anunnaki, ain't got nothing to do with that. Well, they following after you, and they got a whole building after you. So, you may have lost authority over your peoples. I don't know. And then you got the Hebrews, and you got the Israelites, and you got the Jews, all serving Yahweh or Yahuwah, and the world ain't getting no better place. Why? Because what you doing? You supposed to be over the top realm of the dome, inside the dome. You supposed to be the one on top of the dome, the one on the all-seeing eye, Yahweh, and live. That's who you supposed to be. The Old Testament, the Tanakh, Elohim, God, because you got different gods from the same family. This is how they're able to force collaboration. This is how. There are 5 major institutes of society. You always need to try to explore these 5 major types of institutes inside of society, because if you do not, they will play you. You need to go and investigate, research, put a little love in your heart, as the song say. Put a little love in your heart. Education system ran by people who are just straight rainbow mafia. Some of the head people. I saw a principal with purple hair. I was done. A principal with purple hair. That's immaturity. That means you have a dysfunction in, I said it, a dysfunction in one side of your mind. You have to show children how to be adult. That's not adult. That's still expressing childishness. Now I can understand if you're in a comic cause thing and you're acting out some role and then you're doing that for 2 days. That's different. Then you got the state losing so much power. Why? Because the Fed. The Federal Reserve, which is a private business ran by Aussie Nazis, and they be like, oh, Aussie Nazis don't run the Fed. Oh, you do. I don't hate you because you're so smart to do it. Aussie Nazis run Hollywood. Oh well, they do. And you got what is his name? Larry Finks. But our own, how can we say this? The people that's supposed to represent us in this republic that we live in. Y'all, we're in a republic. Not Republican, a republic. We're not in a democracy. We're not a Democrat. We're in a republic. So Democrat and democracy don't mean the same thing. Republican and republic don't mean the same thing. So when you want to vomit because you hear that we're really in a republic, the incorporated United States of America may be in a democracy where the mob rules. Those who have power rule, because the mobsters rule. The mobs rule, and they rule over you and your children. And a lot of times parents do not care. I know some folks. I know some people. Their children's culture. They don't care to move their kids out of communities that are destructive. They'll say, well, I can't afford it. But then they'll turn around and be driving a 2023 Nissan Maximum. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. So anyway, I'm going on a rampage. But let me move the video down a little bit. He's speaking to a group that could care less about what their people would ever want. They don't care. These people are valueless to their community. So no, they're not valueless. So it says, to drive future economic growth, we must embrace innovation and force, in all caps, baby. That means it's corporate. That means it's a corporation. That means they're talking about your body. You're nothing but a dead person to them. You're a straw man to them. So, force the collaboration. Meaning they're going to do whatever it takes. If they got to deceive you, if they got to trick you to get you to get and receive whatever they need you to receive, that's what they're going to do. If they need to take the news media and warp it towards convincing you, that's what they'll do. I'm reading a book right now I purchased, and this book is literally talking about how even Johnson, we have so many presidents that use the CIA, Capital Intelligence Agency, or the they say, it's another name, Central Intelligence Agency, but I Catholic Intelligence Agency, the Jesuits. They are literally using the media, using Hollywood, using radio broadcast people like Steve Harvey, and they were using Joe Rogan at one point. Joe Rogan sort of kind of woke up out of his sleep. Now he's in slumbering because now he has to learn. And as you learn, you arise and shine, because your light has come from within and it shines without. And as you let your light shine without, hopefully people can see your light, and you haven't sat it underneath a bush to be hidden because you're afraid of the world, the flesh, and the darn devils. Not the devil, devils. I know they probably say devil, but devils, because ain't no one devil. Okay? Ain't no one demon. Ain't no one principality or power or ruler of darkness of this age or spiritual wickedness in high places or low places. And they say high places, I'll say and low places. And if you say I'm adding, that ain't my book to live in. That's just the book I like to quote out of. Okay? I quote out of other books too. Why? Because it's information that's been penned, edited, collabed by men. And these collaborations go across all sectors and regions and nations and cultures to create a more supposedly peaceful, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future. That's why the church or religions on the pyramid, the Illuminati pyramid. Because if you don't be obedient, you won't eat the good of the land. So they use all collaborations to get you to be an obedient servant, to be an obedient slave, to be an obedient child. Child, be obedient to those who are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and with trembling as unto your Lord or the Lord. Servants, be obedient to the masters according to your flesh, with fear and with trembling as unto the Lord. Slave, be obedient to those who are the masters according to your flesh, with fear and trembling as unto the Lord. What flesh are they talking about? Why do you have to force someone with your corpse, with your body, to be peaceful? Why do they have to force you to be peaceful? How can someone force you to be peaceful? Okay, if you're going to be peaceful because they force you to be peaceful, then they need to be forced to be peaceful. It's reciprocation, right? It doesn't work. You can be the mural till it turns red. That mural may act right for a while, but you being forceful isn't going to change that behavior, because now you're the one that's not in peace. You can't provide peace on somebody if you don't have peace. You can't force peace if you're not bringing peace. And that's why their schemes don't work. And they can't figure out, why don't our supposedly seeming peaceful collabs don't work? Why doesn't inclusion work? Because they want to get everybody to say, everyone is special, special. Everyone is special. Everyone in his or her own way. For we are special. Y'all, that was like 30 years ago, Barney. Gen Z, Gen X, that's what y'all was raised on. Inclusion. I'm going to include you in something exclusively. I'm going to tell you something. I don't want everybody in everything I'm in. I'm going to tell you something. People will agree with this fallacy, this farce of inclusion, as long as it's not in their community, affecting their parks, affecting their bus routes, affecting their Mercedes getting squashed, or their Yukon 2023, 2024. But when you start having not to worry about whether somebody's gonna scratch your car, scratch your truck, piss on your car, piss on your truck, cut your tires, get your tires in your own community, that's when people start saying, I think you forcing me to collaborate through fake peace and fake inclusion is not sustainable. So it's not sustainable. And they'll say, well, why did these people think about what they were suggesting to us? Truly, they must have a plan since they're the masters of our bodies, our flesh. Surely they know what the end going to be in this, so I'm just going to blindly trust them. Or why did I blindly trust them? Why am I acting like a damn child in this game called life? What's wrong with me? So you have to get to that point. What's wrong with me? They're not willing to rub folks sometimes the wrong way. What's wrong with me? Why am I acting like this? Why am I acting like I'm a butterfly in a cocoon and I can't get out? They'll do and collab in all sectors and regions and nations and even every culture to create a more peaceful, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future. Now, we already know sustaining is not what it's about, because when you bring in an influx of anybody into a nation, a region, any sector of a community, and they don't have enough funds or resources for the community already there, there's no way that the inclusion that you're bringing in will remain. If it starts peaceful, it will not remain peaceful, because people are about being able to be resilient. They are about survival. Survival of the fittest is ultimately what winds up happening, because even though you want to be peaceful with some folks that's coming in your community, and even though you want to be inclusive with some folks coming into your community, and even though you want to be sustainable, trusting that the leaders of your city, your state, you think that, okay, what they're doing is, they're the smart ones, right? They're in leadership. Truly, they got the best interests at heart for us. And then you come to find out, no, baby, they're doing what the WEF want, the World Economic Forum want. They're doing what Davos wants. They're doing what these people who are the masters of them want. And I won't even go into naming who they are, because then, you know, all my videos start sounding the same when I start talking about the Anunnaki. And I don't want to repeat that. It almost looks like my Alright, resilient future is something that only resilient for those who have a lot of wealth. Not money, a lot of wealth. Oil and land and real estate. And I'm not just talking about a store and a few houses. Okay? Why do you think Bill the Hell Gates is buying all that farmland? Because that's resilience in a time of trouble. Because remember, they say you don't know. And you can be happy. You know why you're going to be happy? You know why they think you're going to be happy? Because they're going to force the collaboration in all sectors, regions, and nations and cultures to create a facade of peace, a facade of inclusion, meaning they're going to convince you need to be inclusive. They're going to convince you that you need to allow your child to be read, somebody to read to your child to look like a clown. You know how many kids are afraid of clowns? Now imagine a clown with a wig down his back. Mm-hmm. Nothing sustainable. Ask Chicago. Ask Detroit. Ask New York City. Ask Eric, their mayor. Catherine, their governor. She is about one of the wickedest people I've ever seen. She got up in front of the audience and told people that the pow, if you got it, you were very smart, and that Jesus is proud of you. I said, I'm done. I was shook. I did a video on it. Of course, you know, that channel got removed. I did a video on it. I turned her into the devil on the video, because I meant it. I'm pushing out a video probably every day on most of my channels, because I have a lot to say lately. I have a lot to say. Alright, well, let him read this to you in his voice, and then I'll close out the video.
And our lives. And breakthroughs from the fourth industrial revolution provide new opportunities for global prosperity and growth. All those factors will have a profound impact on the future of humanity, provided we are able to work together. At this critical juncture, the active participation of all stakeholders is essential to ensure a sustainable development path. I'm delighted that close to 2,000 leaders from multiple sectors,
I'm sure USA in there.
representing some 80 countries
I'm
and regions, have come to Dalian for this year's meeting.
They're still wanting to make sure you'll be happy owning nothing. All right, appreciate you. And good morning. Like, subscribe the bell, and thanks for watching.